Hi, I'm Gretchen Spiker with the City of Topeka.
And I'm India Yarborough with the Greater Topeka Partnership.
The Topeka Talk podcast is back for Season 2 for more meaningful community conversations.
We've got a great lineup in store, and we're excited to have you along for the ride this season. We are so excited to be well underway with Season 2 of the Topeka Talk podcast.
For our third episode, we're shining a light on the Washburn Institute of Technology, commonly known as Washburn Tech.
Washburn Tech is a nationally recognized innovator in career and technical education, and they're located right here in our backyard.
And there's no two people better to tell the story of Washburn Tech than Dr. Mike Strohschein, Washburn Tech Dean, and Pam Masters, Director of Health Occupations.
Mike, Pam, we're delighted to have you guys on today, so welcome to the Topeka Talk podcast.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Well, let's dive right in. So starting with a high-level overview for those who may not know, what is Washburn Tech?
Well, Washburn Tech is a technical college that's actually affiliated with Washburn University. So we are the 7th college of Washburn University. We've been in operation since 1964 and joined the Washburn University family in 2008. We offer roughly 43 plus technical certificates and associate degree programs.
Wonderful. Well, and, expanding on that, I recently actually had the opportunity to tour some of Washburn Tech's campus with Leadership Greater Topeka, which was a really cool experience. And it was very clear during that, just the variety of programming you guys have, the variety of industries and careers students could go into. And so I'm curious if you could kind of touch on the breadth of that education. What does the extent of that education, that, trade and career sort of opportunities available at Washburn Tech, what does that look like? Can you give us some insight on that?
Well, I think I'll get started and then I'll transition over to our expert in our health occupations, Pam. But really, our programs are workforce-based programs. It's in our mission to meet the needs of the communities that we serve. And we serve primarily Shawnee County, but we also work with about 4 other counties around us, working with about 29 school districts, 39 high schools within a 50-mile radius. Our programs range from everything from industrial maintenance, electrical technologies, to graphic design, engineering, and those types of programs. Mm-hmm. We also lead the area in adult education program, GED, ESL training at 6 different sites and locations. One of our biggest programs is actually our allied health and our health occupations program, which Pam will dive into that a little bit.
Sure. We have a nursing program that is the practical nursing program, and we've had that program since the beginning of Washburn Tech in the 60s. We also have multiple allied health programs, nurse assistant, phlebotomy, surgical technology, sterile processing, and just a variety of healthcare opportunities for students from high school, from when they're 16, all the way to some programs that require you to be post-high school. And they have the opportunity to go directly from the program into the work field. And all of our programs have clinical opportunities, so they actually begin working in the field with the people who are already in the industry while they're training for their certificate.
Wow, that's wonderful. Yeah, so much experience.
Truly impressive to know that all these programs and opportunities and paths are available in Shawnee County and surrounding counties as well. So, though the issue isn't unique to our community, we know there is an ongoing need for talent specific to Topeka and Shawnee County. In your words, how is Washburn Tech helping to fill that void?
Well, it's in our critical mission to help that void. We're one of 7 technical colleges in the state of Kansas, and it is our mission to find the gaps in our workforce and work with our business and industry partners, our chambers of commerce, and many other entities to ensure that we fill that need. Unlike a university setting where programs will stay for decades, technical colleges, Washburn Tech specifically, we rotate programs in and out to meet the needs. And so we're constantly developing our curriculum to meet modern technologies, the new manufacturing, the technologies in manufacturing, and really just trying to meet the needs. And there is tremendous need in the workforce from industrial maintenance. And now we're working with new entities with semiconductor programs, clean rooms, and EV technologies, and trying to explore how do we help assist with those markets as well.
Where are you seeing those needs? I know you mentioned a handful, but maybe what are some others?
Yeah, what we see across the country is no different. What we see here, right, in Shawnee County is a tremendous need in our manufacturing, industrial maintenance. But one need that I think we sometimes forget about is our early child care needs. And those needs, I believe there are two major epidemics. One is in literacy and one is in early childhood. And we do have an early childhood program, and we're working with others to figure out how can we expand our program to find more seats. Because if we don't have parents or family members have high quality childcare, they're not coming to work.
Right.
And so those are two great needs, but we're seeing needs change constantly. But I would say manufacturing, especially in our area where we have major manufacturing companies. But now we're trying to prepare for the semiconductor, the Panasonic, and those as well. But the other major need is in our healthcare.
I was about to say that. I mean,
The nursing
you've heard
programs,
over the past couple of years, just the need for healthcare workers.
What are you seeing, Pam?
Yes, so we're at a critical shortage right now in healthcare, and what we've seen previously is that agencies, our industry partners, were competing for those people, and now what they're doing is they're working together. They've come together to collaborate and figure out strategies to address the workforce shortage. So they're working together and they're partnering with us to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's pivotal, it seems, to have these, educational institutions in our community that can help address those needs, as they arise. And going back to the childcare point too, I mean, I know that childcare shortages are something we want to address through Momentum 2027. So I think it'll be really neat to see how Washburn Tech and Washburn kind of jump onto to that train and are part of that conversation and help us come up with some solutions there.
I think it's refreshing to hear that, kind of the thought process is the same. What we hear from the community and from the city perspective at governing body meetings is so much a focus on childcare and healthcare, and very thankful that Washburn Tech is all over it, 2 steps ahead. So feeling good.
Well, of course, we just mentioned Washburn and then Washburn Tech, and I'm sure there are people out there who would love to know a little bit more about that connection. I know you mentioned earlier that kind of the timeline there as far as becoming connected with the university, but can you kind of explain the relationship between Washburn Tech, Washburn University, and maybe even Washburn Tech East, kind of how they all play together here in Topeka?
Oh, yes. So we are Washburn University, and I think, too, that Washburn Institute of Technology, or Washburn Tech, we've been in the community since the 1960s. And really formed out of school districts, public school districts, who are wanting to offer career and technical education programming for high school students. And it kind of evolved from there. And so 2008, 2009, because the state legislature said we had to either merge or affiliate or become an independent college, Washburn University had the foresight to bring us together. And it's a beautiful combination because it allows us to think about our community in a learning from a 360 view cycle. So I say we do GED to JD, Juris Doctorate.
Yeah.
I used to say PhD, but we don't have a doctoral program. PhD, we do have a doctoral program, but really GED to JD. And we've seen individuals start in a technical program and end up through the law school. And so really breaking down barriers in career and technical education where it was not the first choice for college-bound students. And now we're seeing culturally throughout the country that they're seeing us as a college, and we are a college. We award certificates and degrees as well. And it's just great because our students don't have to have one pathway. They can have multiple pathways. And what we say at our college is we want our students to do college your way, do college at your time when it's appropriate for you. Our workforce is in a critical shortage right now that we want our students to be working and earning credentials or retooling, etc. And that partnership with Washburn University gives us access to resources. Plus, we have students starting at the 4-year trying to find a path, and they end up at the technical
that's a good
college.
point, right?
Yes.
I hadn't thought about that
Yeah, we
sort of
rarely
reverse.
talk about the
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
We think it's the other way. But then our East Campus, we actually have 5 different sites and locations. So we have a location in Fort Riley where we have programs with the military.
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Yes.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah, so a certified production technology program. And then we have the Academy of Cosmetology
Right.
on the 29th Street here. And then we also have the East Campus. And then we're also in the Women's Correctional Facility and the Juvenile Correctional Complex, where they're educational provider for post-secondary, secondary education as well.
Incredible.
Wow. Well, and I'm curious too. It sounds like students can kind of transfer credits. Is that right, between Washburn University and Washburn Tech? Is that accurate?
Yeah, currently they can transfer their entire degree program, and that ranges anywhere between 30 to 60 credit hours right into an associate degree program with the School of Applied Studies.
Wonderful. Well, I'm
Fantastic.
kind of curious too. You mentioned the different locations you guys are in, and the particular programs at the correctional facility that kind of offer some workforce training. Can you just touch on that a little bit more? I'm interested in the opportunities that really provides for these people kind of coming out of this situation and wanting to make a life for themselves again.
Yeah, I think the beauty of it is, and what we really love about Washburn University is we're an open access institution from the very beginning, one of the first in the country. And we believe that there are pathways for all students, no matter where they are in their life cycle, where they're at in their career cycle. So the correctional facility, Washburn University offers a bachelor's degree program in the Women's Correctional Facility, and we offer GED training, and we offer an industrial production technology certificate. So we're in the minimum security side of the Women's Correctional Facility, and we train them to go right into our manufacturing companies. So, of course, we have to do some simulated work because our ladies in the correctional area facility can't drive a forklift well in their learning environment.
Some creative approaches,
Yeah.
right? But meeting people where they are, I think that's so incredible and innovative.
It really is.
Yeah. And then just the Kansas Juvenile Correctional Complex, we've been with them for the last 3-4 years, and we do welding, electrical technology, and carpentry in those programs, and we see roughly about 100 students a year. I believe 2/3 of all students in the correctional complex attend a Washburn Tech program.
Wow.
Wow.
And kind of along that same theme with numbers, curious about Washburn Tech's size. You talked about the footprint and all of that, but how many students do you all serve?
Well, we serve roughly about 1,200 students a year. 50% of our student population are actually high school junior seniors, and that's been our history there. The remaining students are post-secondary students, those ranging from those who are retooling or retraining, or to those who have finished a military career or a veteran and coming back. Our nursing programs are some of the largest programs, and size-wise,
Yes, we admit 30 students every semester for our day program, and then we also have an evening program that is a part-time program for those who are already working full-time or have families, or sometimes both. So we admit 20 every 18 months for that program as well. So we have a large nursing program and a large number of healthcare students. I think there's about 600 a year that go through our programs in some sort.
It's fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, it really is. And just, I mean, the variety of students you serve, I think, is really impressive. Like Gretchen said earlier, you're really meeting people where they are, no matter what walk of life that is, right? Or no matter where they're coming from, no matter what age they are. I mean, from high school to adult learners who want to go back and get some education or training. I mean, it's really impressive, the variety and the breadth of the services you guys are offering the community and people outside of Topeka and Shawnee County too. So kudos there for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and, Gretchen and I both said before how much we feel Washburn Tech is kind of this hidden gem in the community in many ways. I mean, it doesn't get quite the clout that maybe it should at times. But, in terms of your impact on Topeka and Shawnee County, we know it's great, especially based on what you've kind of mentioned here. I'm curious how you guys would characterize that impact on Topeka, on Shawnee County, and maybe even this region. I mean, what do you see as kind of Washburn Tech's impact in this area?
Yeah, we just finished up a recent economic impact study. Re-updating our impact study. And rough numbers is we are about 30 to 40 million economic impact into Shawnee County.
On an annual basis?
On an annual basis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And considering our smaller footprint, so, we're a college within a college, and if you combine that with the university, it's a tremendous impact. So what is great about the connection with the Washburn University and being part of Washburn University is we can provide training at all types of different levels to really reach the community's needs. Our impacts, really, we're an opportunity for individuals to continue their education from all walks of life. And our East Campus was a partnership with Go Topeka and the Topeka Partnership. And this is a third year that's been in operation. And we have, because of that relationship alone, we have our CDL training program out there, which is a tremendous shortage in getting goods to companies, to GED and ESL, where our numbers have gone through the roof this year. COVID impacted us all, but our numbers have surpassed our pre-COVID numbers in serving GED and ESL. And then because of programs through the state legislature and their support, we have the AOK, Accelerating Opportunities Kansas program. We have the Promise Scholarship. So there are dollars there to reduce the financial burden for those who want to earn a degree. And fingers crossed, if the legislation comes through this year, the Promise Scholarship may or may not be added to those who are interested in an associate degree in teaching, early education, and those things as well, which would be huge for that profession.
Mm-hmm. Those opportunities are amazing to just provide, like you said, people from all stages and walks of life the opportunity to receive an education. So that's really impactful. And a lot of what we talked about today is just kind of innovation. And as educators, it's very apparent that you guys are constantly innovating, finding new ways. What's the job market telling us?
Yeah, right, as the market changes.
Exactly. And so on that note, are there any new programs you're able to tell us about? Just anything on the horizon for Washburn Tech?
So what we found in healthcare is that there are a lot of students who are interested in healthcare in high school, but they're not exactly sure what area they want to go into. So what we did this year, we restructured, and we found that if we started with this Foundations of Healthcare, which gave some core education that could apply to any area of healthcare that you're interested in, and then from that you stack. On top of that, after you finish that first half of the semester, you go into the specialty area that you're interested in. We've added EMR, which is emergency responder, for our high school students, and then they can take EMT. We've had EMT for a number of years. And then this coming fall, we're adding advanced EMT, which is that next, the third level above EMT. So we're expanding that area. There's a lot of need there, workforce need as well. We've also added sterile processing this year, which is, if you're not familiar, it's for cleaning and sterilizing the equipment that's used in surgery. So they work right alongside the surgeons, nurses, and surgical technology not students, but employees, to make sure that patients have safe surgeries. So that's a new program that you can start when you're a high school student or post-secondary, either one, that we just added this fall.
Yeah, what's exciting about that is it's the only program in the state of Kansas.
Wow.
And so sterile processing can also go into animal health, food safety, any of
dentistry,
those.
Right?
Dentistry, any
Yes.
sterile type of techniques. And then just another program that we launched this year with one of our partners is our plumbing technology program, which is at the East Campus. So, but we're constantly looking at new programs, future programs. We probably have a list of 5 or 6 programs that we're wanting to roll into. And we're looking heavily into how do we continue those stackable credentials? How do we make sure there are no dead credits? How do we ensure that if an individual wants to progress on their time, that they can leave us with an Associate of Applied Science degree and then move on to a bachelor's degree? So there's lots of opportunities and synergies there.
Yeah, and back to the EMT, I'm so glad that you brought that up because I know that that's a partnership with the city of Topeka and the Topeka Fire Department. Again, with that theme of breaking down barriers and, part of our main core mission of Topeka Talk Community Conversations is partnerships. And I think it's so cool to just kind of call out those partnerships. Just this morning, there was a group of Washburn Tech students who came by one of the city's fleet garages, and just seeing that collaboration, obviously with the partnership and Go Topeka with Washburn Tech East, I think it's so cool and important just to recognize that you all are very much collaborating, and it's helping us to reach some exciting milestones. So just wanted to kind of call that out.
Yeah, well, and one of the themes I'm really hearing here too is flexibility, and I feel like coming out of the pandemic, that's something people are really craving from a personal and professional standpoint. And so it's neat to see or to hear that Washburn Tech is not only getting flexible and creative in the programs you're offering, but you're allowing for more flexibility in people's lives in some ways, just in returning to training or seeking certifications that will kind of take you to the next level. So I'm loving what I'm hearing in that regard for sure. But yeah, I mean, we're almost wrapped up with our conversation here, which is it's been really great so far. I'm curious for both of you, and Pam, I feel like I may have an idea of what your answer is going to be, but I'm curious if each of you have a favorite program at Washburn Tech or a favorite initiative. Maybe we'll broaden it to program or initiative to give you some flexibility. but
something that's tied to what you're really passionate about, maybe on a personal note.
Well, I grew up in agriculture, so we don't have an agriculture program, but it's about the synergies we can create within the communities that we live in. And so Dr. Mazachek, President Mazachek, just released a 7-year kind of master planning, and part of that was our work with developing what is called the Manufacturing Institute, which will eventually be $6 to $8 million, $8 to $10 million entity to help expand and meet manufacturing. So stay tuned, because I'm pretty passionate about growing those opportunities.
That sounds big.
So, yes, I'm excited, but I love all our programs because they're much needed. So.
Sure.
And I am a nurse by trade, but I can't say that nursing is my favorite. I absolutely love all of my healthcare programs. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest passion that I have right now working with students is just educating them in the area that they are most passionate about to provide that care and go to work and provide evidence-based, quality care and compassionate care to the people of our community. And I think that's regardless of whether, they want to be a nurse or an EMT or surge tech, any of those, just that quality and compassionate care and helping those students reach their goals in that area.
Absolutely.
Inspiring. Thank you both for sharing. And just as we wrap this up today, Mike, Pam, any final thoughts that you'd like to share with listeners?
Or anything you want the community to know at this time?
Well, I think one thing is we are, you can learn more about all of our events and activities at WashburnTech.edu. We have an annual car show coming up in April, and there's just lots of activities to get involved with. We can't do it without our community, our business partners. All of our programs have advisory boards. So we work with over 250 community members in business and industry helping shape our programs. Mm-hmm. So if you want to get involved, you want to connect your company, please reach out to us because we want to work with you.
Pam, any final thoughts from your end?
Yeah, I just want to say, you're welcome to come out and take a tour and see all the amazing technology that we have. In our healthcare program and other programs as well. I had no idea until I interviewed there, actually. So there are some amazing opportunities and amazing faculty who are teaching this next generation of employees for our community. So
that's incredible.
Come see us.
Absolutely. Well, and as the dean said here, it's WashburnTech.edu for more information. But thank you both for joining us on the podcast today. It's been a joy.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We've been so glad to have you.
Thanks for listening. We hope you'll join us next time.
You can catch new episodes of Topeka Talk Community Conversations the first week of each month.